Like we're right there with you.
What was that?
Like we're right there with you.
Who's that? Yeah, here.
No, he's your guests.
Okay.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome. I am really excited to have with me the two central people who made this retreat happen. Of course, Rev Deb Moldau, whom you know well, and this is our new friend, Mingtown, whose beautiful home and retreat site is where we've been. And it's been gorgeous. It's how many acres?
150.
150. And I'm going to ask you, but go ahead and look here when you answer questions. And how long have you been there?
And 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. Feel very fortunate and blessed to be steward of the land.
Now, my audience is very spiritually oriented. We're going to go to Omushar for a song in just a moment. But while you're right here, tell us about the spiritual connection to the land where we've been.
You know, I didn't know what that means when I heard New Mexico is the land of enchantment until I moved here. I was like, oh my God, it's like every day I'm enchanted, honestly. And just the magic of everything, the Mother Earth, the land, the tree, the birds, all different animals, 4 legs, 2 legs, no legs. And then we have many fishes, like hundreds of fishes, and our big pond, which is basically a mini lake. So on the land, we have 3 different kind of climates. One is a desert, high desert, like then have oasis in the desert. Then we go to like Aluya, deep down. Then we have a lot of wilderness tree growing there, including 3 ancient, very, very ancient. We call them grandfather, grandmother tree. They're all more than 500 years old. So it's a very sacred land, and also petroglyph on the land. They're 7,000-8,000 years old and due back to Anastasia time. So the whole group, we had all these experiences, but part of the experience is really connecting with the land, Mother Nature. That's the source of wisdom, source of medicine. So over the years, I feel really fortunate, not only live there, but I want to share one experience first.
Actually, we're going to go to Omushar for a song,
Great.
And then we're going to come back to your experience.
Yes.
Because we have to start it off with Omushar. So we'll be back with Rev Deb and our beloved new friend here. But here is our brother Omushar with a hybrid performance. And you need to unmute, partner.
I know that. So you probably need to mute. Can everybody hear me? Eleanor Joy, nod your head if you can hear me okay.
We can hear you.
Nod your head if you can hear me okay. Head. This is the head. Anyway, welcome. And I'm here with a bunch of wonderful people who are. This is a live show, and if you want to say hello to Scott's show. All right. So this is kind of a trippy. So I'm outside, and I'm going to play a song. It'll be 4.5 minutes, and then so you can shout after that. Let it all out. These are the things we can talk about. I'm talking to you. Come on. claim a deeper truth, our rightful place, and still we wonder Thank you very much. Back to Scott and Ming Tong and Deborah. Bye.
Thank you, Omashar. I love you so much. She'll be back for one more song at the end. So, Rev Deb, for all the people watching who don't know about the Evolutionary Leaders, give us a little context and how did we end up in Santa Fe?
Wait, could there possibly be anybody watching in the Global Peace Tribe who doesn't know about the evolution?
In the Zoom room, no.
Okay.
But all those Facebook groups and pages, people who are just seeing us out of the blue, you never know.
Could
And
be.
welcome all of you watching on over 150 broadcast partners, Facebook groups and pages, YouTube channels. Welcome. And thank you to the Sign Network for getting us out to all of you. Rev Deb.
Excellent.
Rev Deb Moldow.
Thank you, Scott. So it's always such a joy to be with all of you in the Global Peace Tribe. I so love that name because I worked for peace for so many years. And now I work for the evolution of human consciousness. So I don't take the easy jobs. But right now I'm the director of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle, which is an initiative of the Source of Synergy Foundation. And maybe you'll meet the founder tonight of the Source of Synergy Foundation. But we have a retreat, which actually we call an advance, because Barbara Marx Hubbard, rest in peace, dear Barbara, she's probably working up there. She is the mother of conscious evolution.
Yeah.
And she's the one who said, we don't have time to retreat anymore. We need to advance. So since then, we've been calling our annual retreat an advance. And this year, it feels like we really are advancing.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like all of civilization is advancing at this very moment, even though, you know, the forces of darkness are trying to hold it back, bring us back into fear and division and all those things that are not of the new paradigm. But you who are the audience for the awakening world, you know all about this because you are on the edge of evolution. And while the Evolutionary Leaders Circle is a group that nominates from within of people who have dedicated their lives to this shift in consciousness and to empowering it and midwifing the new. But we know that we are just one community of people leading the evolution, and you are all included in that, or you wouldn't be listening to this show from week to week with Scott's incredible dedication. So we have our events in different places from year to year. And this year, I ran into one of our longtime evolutionary leaders, Cassandra Veaton, whom you are going to meet shortly. I met her at the Conference for Consciousness and Human Evolution, TCCHE, in West Palm Beach last year. And I told her that we were looking for a place to retreat center where we could have the advance this year. And she said, you need to go to the Chi Center, which is now called the Southwest Sanctuary. She said it's run by this incredible Qigong master named Ming Tong Gu. And here he is sitting next to me. And not only is he sitting next to me, but we're actually in Cassie's house here, which is very close to the center. And we have brought 30 evolutionary leaders here this week for a few jam-packed days. And we're going to introduce you to some of them tonight. But I wanted to start with Ming Tong Gu because it is his center that is holding us so beautifully for all of the presentations that we've been having and all of the music. We're so lucky to have Omashar here with us. He gave a beautiful concert at the fire pit last night under the
It
crescent
was
moon.
the two big highlights so far was the concert that Omashar did Oh, he's leaving the room. Here we are, singing your praises, telling you is the best part of the was his to hear. I know it was a little distorted just now, but to hear him live is such a blessing. Those songs that we all know sound so good when he's in a little amphitheater with good sound, and then Kristen joining him and singing with them. Now,
But
suggest
I have to tell you that I missed seeing all of you dancing in your boxes.
She said that to me. She sat next to me and she said that. She said, I miss all the people dancing in their boxes. So thank you, Eleanor Joy and Reverend Jeffrey, for what you started, which has become a big part of what we do on the Awakening World.
So we're going to introduce you to Ming Tong to talk a little bit about this beautiful Southwest sanctuary that he's created here near Santa Fe, New Mexico. And then I'm going to bring in Dr. Cassandra Veaton, whose home we're in right now. That's why you're distracted by all of these people. And that's why we're sitting in the same box, because we're in Cassie's home where she's given us a beautiful taco bar dinner tonight as a little excursion treat after giving a spectacular presentation.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she hit it out of the park. And then we had Greg Braden today. So we have been truly blessed. But those are among our well-known evolutionary leaders. And we have a lot of people with us that you may not have heard of, but every one of them is a gem who is leading the evolution in their particular way. So I look forward to introducing you to more of them tonight. And I'll be back in a few minutes with Cassie. But now we're going to hear from Ming Tangu.
And I see right off the bat that Margaret says that she's done your work online. Carol Craig says that she's enjoying your special online.
Hi, George.
And George Noble.
It's so wonderful to see you here too. I'm so happy to be here connecting with all of you. Such a beautiful space God being creating for the global awakening community. I think that's why we're here for. So has been truly magical time, just beyond words to really rediscover these friends, being together for intense 5 days, being together, and just beyond words, just so magical. Nowadays, I love to be connecting online, but being in person is just such a treasure, such treasure. So yeah, and every session has been incredibly enlightening, and I call them initiation. Every session has been initiation. For me, the initiation continue deepening is coming here deeply, not only to our heart, but to our body, beyond what do we know, beyond all concepts, story, diagnosis, assumption about this body. Even often we have trying to solve all the problem in the body without experiencing it. This body is what we call the living temple. So really discover the divine inside our body already, in this temple already. So in this world, I've been sharing a lot over the years, 30, 25 years non-stop. But what I'm discovering is that only two things we need to do, simple, no matter what's happening around the world, especially the crisis we're facing right now, is building, first of all, returning to this inner temple, returning, remembering, experiencing this inner temple inside of us. Not just a concept, not just a story, not just a label, direct experience as human being. If we don't, we're going to lose this. Yeah. The technology is going to take over and all the destruction is going to take over. So that's the inner temple. We need to spend more and more time to cultivate this instead of just living in the digital world. And the second temple, the external temple, simple, creating a garden. I feel fortunate enough to have this big garden sanctuary, Southwest Sanctuary. 150 acre of land is my garden. And Mother Nature gave me so much. And at the same time, feel honored to co-create something beautiful, magical, with labor of love. And so I can share this, yeah, with everybody coming. So one of the most rewarding experience for me is when people come to Southwest Sanctuary, which is, by the way, is in Santa Fe, very attractive place. People come from all around the world to come to Santa Fe, right? So much magic here. But when they drive into the Southwest Sanctuary, the feeling of like, oh, I can rest here. Oh, I feel settled in my body. Oh, I feel home. And one gentleman came from Germany. He said by the moment he inside the gate, he started to feel the energy presence of love.
Mm. Mm.
And that's what this land is about. And that's what all the work we're doing is about. So I'm celebrating with you all together. Yeah. We are doing the same work no matter where we at. Yeah. Whatever your spiritual past tradition, ultimately, love, Mamta said, is we are all walking each other home.
Yes.
But in this case, home not after death is here right now. This living temple. That is our home. When we discover home here, then realizing our extended home is Mother Earth. Extended home is each other. Extending home is present moment right now, right here. So I'm so honored to have brief moment to share with you and acknowledge you, blessing you, and looking forward to see you again. Thank you, Scott.
Well, thank you. And see all the people who are coming. Shoshana says, happy for you, dear Ming Tong. So we miss you in Ashland.
Oh my gosh, Johanna, yes, I remember you so well.
And of
Yeah.
course, Carol Craig and George Noble. So definitely people that know you from before. Happy to see you again. Isn't that something?
Warm my heart, warm my heart. We're all connected. We all connected. Yeah. Hopefully someday we can see some old friends in the physical form too.
Yeah.
But lovely to be
Maybe
here.
we'll do a Global Peace Tribe retreat on his land. It's a perfect retreat.
Come to Santa Fe.
Yeah.
It's a home base for all the spiritual seekers, practitioners, and the group, obviously. Yeah.
And the food is really good. Thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do.
Absolutely. And we're going to have Ming Tong on again on our next Authors That We Love show because he's got a brand new book. But I'll wait to talk about that when we have him on the show. You'll be seeing him again sometime in July. Yeah.
Kathy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, that's off to a good start. We had Greg Braden came and spent about 3 hours with us today. And of course, he was brilliant. And how many of you remember when Greg was on the show way back in the Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe days? And he came right up to me and Jasmine Bear and said, "Oh my God, it's you. I didn't know you were part of this group." And so we had a nice chat. But the best part is, how many of you remember grandmother Flor DeMaio? How many of you remember her? She was on the show. We had her on a lot in the earlier years, definitely during the Saturday Night Alive days. And I think I had her on a couple of Awakening World shows. I remember one, maybe a Straight Talk with Trish. Anyway, we had just had breakfast. Jasmine Bear's on my lap. And this woman comes up to me who kind of looks familiar. And this woman says, "I dreamt about your dog last night. I dreamt about your dog, and I've never seen a dog exactly quite like this."
Oh, hey, Scott.
And that was grandmother Flor DeMaio. And here is who we were just talking about. This is Cassie.
Hi.
And we are in Cassie's casa. Thank you so much for letting us be here. And now you're a virgin, meaning it's the first time you're on our show.
That's true.
Right.
And I'm a Virgo.
And you're a Virgo.
So both.
So
Virgo.
you have a Virgo virgin thing happening. So because you're new and you're new to me, I just met
That's
you.
true.
I'd love for you to
Well, we've
share.
known each other for many, many, many lifetimes.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah.
And I'm sure.
We have been many, many interweavings.
But share with our audience a little bit about the wonderful work you're doing. Of course, many of our people know IONS. We have a lot of people from the Bay Area and Petaluma and Rohnert Park and
Friends.
that area. So I'm sure many of you have been at IONS events because you were the executive director of IONS
Yeah.
for 7 years.
6.5 years, president and CEO. Yeah, but I worked there for 18 years. So that was such an incredible time of my life because I got to know Edgar Mitchell very well. Marilyn Schlitz was my mentor. I worked alongside Dean Radin, and I actually got to have the pleasure of hiring a lot of the people who are still there and remain a senior fellow, along with many of the people you all know, Rupert Sheldrake and Julia Mossbridge and Peter Russell and, Stanley Krippner, like
Wow.
the
All these,
OG.
yeah.
Yeah, so fun.
I have a fun story about Edgar Mitchell.
Oh, good.
So back in 1994 through 1999, I was producing national broadcast television shows, mostly on UFO stuff.
Mm.
And so I wanted to do an interview, of course, with Edgar. And he said, I will only do an interview with you if you read my book. You have to read the book.
Mm.
So I said, okay, I'll read the book. So I get the book,
The Way of the Explorer.
The Way of the
Yeah.
Explorer.
Mhm.
And literally before he agreed to do it, he asked me questions
He quizzed
to
you.
make sure he quizzed me
Oh, yeah.
to make sure that I'd really read his book.
Yeah.
I've never had an author do that other than Edgar Mitchell.
Yes. Well, I have a good story about Edgar after he transitioned. So we were all very interested in trying to get in touch with Edgar after he passed away 5 years ago, something like that. And so we had very many talented mediums, and one of them said, well, I did connect with Edgar. And I asked him, can I talk to you for a little while? And he said, no, I'm actually quite busy on the other side. So I thought that does sound like Edgar.
That
Actually.
does sound like him. Yeah. So what are you doing now? And maybe even give us a little homeopathic dose of what you presented to us yesterday or what you presented today
Sure.
online.
Oh, yeah. So after the 18 years at the Institute of Noetic Sciences, I went to the University of California, San Diego to run the Center for Mindfulness. And while I was there, I met someone who said, I'm from the Arthur C. Clarke Center for Human Imagination. And I was like, the what? And so I got involved there too. And this was named after Arthur C. Clarke. Many of you are familiar with Arthur C. Clarke because he wrote 2001: A Space Odyssey and about 50 science fiction novels. And in many of those novels, he actually revealed, discovered, invented, foresaw inventions that later came to be true, such as the Clarke geostationary orbit, which is, what if there was an orbit above the Earth that stayed stationary all the time, and you could put a satellite in it and it would help us all communicate with each other because you'd beam signals up to it and it would beam back down. I mean, Arthur C. Clarke is in all of your cell phones, right? So we have learned through our work on imagination that one of my favorite phrases to encapsulate it is that some truths can only be found in fiction. And so this imagination, going into the world of story, of the world of possibility, of symbol, of metaphor, of things that seem like they are completely out of this world, they often hold clues for us, clues about what's in our subconscious, which we all know from dream work, but also information that can help us in our everyday lives, in our relationships, and business and medicine. And so what we're trying to do is elevate imagination to be a more serious topic of scientific study, to develop tools to help people enhance their imaginations, really to teach people how to get used to the territory of imagination and understand the language that is spoken there and the rules of imagination, which are completely different than the rules of this material reality. And Arthur C. Clarke himself said, the only way to find out the limits of the possible is to go a little beyond them into the impossible.
I remember that Albert Einstein had a lot of quotes about imagination.
Yeah.
That imagination was his doorway.
Yeah.
And especially for those of us who are wanting to have contact with deceased ancestors or galactic family, it's all about opening up the imagination. When my wife passed away, that's what she said to me. She said, just imagine our conversation.
Yeah.
And don't get in your head about whether or not it's real.
Right.
Just allow yourself to imagine our conversation.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So what's a tip you can give our audience for opening the imagination?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say that when I started writing my book, Imagine That, Transform How You Live, Feel, Live, and Think with the Science of Imagination, which is coming out August 11th, I was in Anza Borrego and I was at the top of this incredible vista, 360-degree views. And I mean, the veil is very thin there. And I felt like the spirits were very present. And so I said, what needs to go into this book? And the spirits said, tell them that their imagination is the place where it's easiest to talk to them. It's the place where it's easiest for us to communicate with them. And so that became part of the book. That's the science of imagination, the power of imagination, and the magic of imagination. So one of the tools I can give you is the acronym VISTA, which is a collection of practices for imagination, visualizing, ideating, sensing, transforming, and applying. So we all know about visualizing, but even if you're not a very visual imaginer, you still have a very strong imagination. It might just live in your body, in your senses, in your emotions, in your social imagination, your motor movement imagination, gustatory imagination. You can imagine chefs have a very strong gustatory imagination or musical imagination. And so there's this wide neurodiversity of imagination. So I really encourage you to find out what kind of an imaginer you are. And if you want to take a quiz, you can go to imagination.ucsd.edu/profile, and you answer a whole bunch of questions, and it gives you your imagination profile. So this is the type of imaginer you are. Then you can decide, I'm going to leverage my strengths, and maybe I'm going to strengthen some of the parts of my imagination that I don't use very often.
What's that website again?
Imagination.ucsd.edu/profile.
Did I get it right?
You got it.
Okay, great. And what's the other one?
Oh, visualizing, ideating, engaging in purposeful thought experiments, especially about things that are not immediately possible, but letting your imagination think, such a cliche, right? Out of the box. Sensing, using your whole body to imagine, transforming what you find in your imagination to something that you can apply in your everyday life, in your relationships, in your visioning our new future together. You can start every social movement, every nonprofit, every project, every poem, every art piece, every building started with someone having a seed, a spark of imagination, seeing it first and not dismissing it as impossible, but actually following that thread until they were able to sense it, transform it, and apply it.
Beautiful. Carol Craig writes, the Institute of Noetic Sciences was a huge influence on my early science and spiritual journey. Science has profoundly changed the way I view the world. And I saw that earlier, Ayada had sent you some hello.
Good.
Let's see, George writes, I learned recently that Sister Sitar is a new staff member at IONS.
Good.
And Sitar is a good friend of mine. Yeah, Sitar Faye. And then earlier I saw Ayada said, I'm taking classes with Cassie at IONS. And Carol remembers you too. So
great.
it's a small world. And we do an edition every couple months called Authors That We Love.
Oh, great.
And so I would love to have you on our next Authors That We Love show. And your book comes out August 11th?
August 11th.
Great. So we'll have you on just before then or just after.
Fantastic.
And thank you for opening up your home and your office.
Thank you. What was the name of your tribe again?
The Global Peace Tribe.
Thank you, Global Peace Tribe.
Thank you, Cassie. And wait till you meet this next couple. Can you take her on your lap? Can you take your wife on your lap?
What is the first one? We can probably pull this other chair up.
Other way you can do it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys, what you prefer. Otherwise, pull up the other
There
two.
we go. I'll rub my back.
All right, there we go. This is Brian Russo, who I've been aware of for a long time through the Evolutionary Leaders Circle. And this is his amazing partner, which I just met for the first time a couple of days ago. And it's interesting because I have clients recently whose lives have changed through the use of Ibogaine. And they have a retreat site in Sayulita. I first went to Sayulita when I could get a lobster dinner for $10, 1994 or 95. Anyway, so I thought it would be wonderful to have them share a little bit about the wonderful work you're doing at your retreat center and about how Ibogaine is really the new medicine, the new transformational tool. So here they are.
Thank you so much, Scott. It's super wonderful. Hello, I'm Kaylee, my husband Brian, and it's an honor to be here. I just had Scott's puppy on my lap, and I'm getting lots of oxytocin and cuddles. She's
Everybody knows Jasmine Bear. She's famous.
Yeah. Well, it's super honor to be here. And so ibogaine, it sounds pretty funny, right? Ibogaine is an alkaloid extract that comes from the iboga plant in West Africa, commonly grown in Gabon and Congo and some other countries in this region. And it can also grow in other places, but this is typically where it grows. Pretty slow growing plant. And ibogaine is one of the alkaloids that is synthesized from this plant. It's a natural medicine. It's been used by the Bwiti medicine people and probably other medicine people for, thousands of years. And so it's been found to have remarkable benefits for people healing from addiction, PTSD, depression, anxiety. And so I always tell people nowadays, I'm like, you might have heard about ibogaine, been on Joe Rogan, lots of different podcasts. Rick Perry, the former governor of Texas, is actually one of the biggest proponents of ibogaine. And I don't know if you guys saw that Trump signed an executive order a few weeks ago allocating like hundreds of millions of dollars towards psychedelic research, including for ibogaine. So I didn't think that I would hear, it wasn't on my bingo card for this year to hear the words ibogaine come out of President Trump's mouth, but it's a really transformational medicine, and it's helping military men and women and civilians. And I like to say to people now, like, ibogaine's for everyone, including your grandma. But there's a caveat that it really is a powerful medicine that needs to be medically monitored. It's not like ayahuasca where you can go off in some ceremony in the jungle and just be with a medicine person. You really need to be in a safe, secure setting. So ibogaine, there are some fatalities that happen with ibogaine, but primarily this is because people were not medically monitored. They had pre-existing heart conditions. They were on other medications. And so at our center in San Pancho, right next to Sayulita, we actually have two beautiful villas, and we do about small group ceremonies where people do the medicine in the privacy of their own room. And so at our place, we have medical monitoring. We have doctors, clinical psychologists, nurses. Each client is in their own private room, private bathroom. They have their own nurse, their own trip sitter. And days before they experience the medicine, there's lots of work on mindset and heart set and, one-on-one sessions with the clinical psychologist to get clear on what are their intentions going in, what kind of support do they need. And then during the ceremony, you have two people there with you throughout the entire time, including doctors and nurses, to make sure that you're physically, emotionally, mentally safe. And so I've actually done the treatment myself. I had gone through some pretty difficult health conditions over a course of about 10 years. But when I finally did the ibogaine medicine, I was coming in a very strong place in my life and just looking to experience what this medicine had to teach me. And very, very powerful, full enlightenment experience that I'm happy to share some more details on if we want to dive in. But I'll pause it there and let Scott.
Well, let me ask you a question and then wait, tell everyone here from
Yeah,
Brian.
of course. Yeah, Brian's a wealth of knowledge.
But honestly, most of my audience are 60 plus.
Yeah.
Because I'm 60 plus.
Yeah.
And most of them, I would say that most of them don't have PTSD,
Yeah.
but we all can clear childhood trauma and some of the deep wounding. And some of our people, grew up with very difficult childhoods and a lot of shame story. Can you tell a true story of someone in that demographic group that you worked with, like before and after?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'll share a few stories, actually, if that's okay. And then, yes, you don't want to miss out on this.
No,
this
we're not.
beautiful brain.
Brian is
I
brilliant.
was thinking about brain healing as you were talking about that, because it does have such a tremendous positive impact on the brain.
Yeah. The one piece of research I'll share before diving into the personal experience is just that in 2024, there was a Stanford study done on 30 special operations veterans. And 30 days after the ibogaine treatment, done in a very similar way that we did it, is showed that there was 88% reduction in PTSD, 85% reduction in depression and anxiety. So pretty remarkable research. And now there's going to be a lot more studies coming out as well. And so I would say, so we've had clients 78 and 79 years old doing the ibogaine treatment. And one of our clients came to us. He had been supporting his wife for over 10 years as a caregiver to her. She had Parkinson's disease. And so kind of lost this person that he loved, but she's still physically alive. But, spiritually and emotionally, she's somewhere very far away. And so he came for a spiritual reset and had done psychedelics in his early 20s, but now is coming in for another experience. And on the other side of it, I mean, he had a super beautiful journey. He was able to see his life from this higher perspective and reconnect with the energy of love in his heart and just feel this total refresh in all of his energies. And so it's pretty amazing to see somebody like that, that like, you know, takes the opportunity to really prioritize his own healing. And he was like, before I die, I just really want to have that connection again and re-strengthen that inner light. And so that's just one story. There's so many stories that we have. But typically, I would say, you know, clients will see during the journey, you see like images and photos that appear. Someone can see like filing cabinets getting cleared out.
Review.
Yeah, it's called a life review where you see different memories from your life. So it can be beautiful, like crystal clear images, and then they just sort of fade away. And so it's very beautiful, but also you can choose what memories you want to keep and which ones you want to let go of, because not all memories are positive. But what people will see is sometimes a traumatic memory from a higher perspective, like the vantage point of what people will say is God, right? Or spirit divine. And so seeing things from a perspective they didn't have access to at the time they experienced that trauma. One of my earlier mentors always said that trauma is just a belief in separation. And so when we can see things from that whole perspective, the trauma sort of disappears and we can allow it to leave. And ibogaine moving through your body, it feels like it's just cleaning with light and sound and vibration. And then we do also offer psilocybin retreats at our center as well for those who want to have, you know, a safe, medically monitored psilocybin experience. And just some of the most
Can be just
beautiful.
as powerful in its own way.
Absolutely. It's not always about the medicine, but about the willingness to surrender and the strength of the intention and the power of the prayer. So, yeah, so that's a little bit of what we have to share. And so,
And I can
Yep.
certainly testify, having been there so many times, that it's very rare when you have a transformational container and people can move through decades of trauma like that. And it does start with the belief that it is possible, but I think it's just a beautiful place where that container's there. Again, you get to do it in the privacy of your own room, but you also have people going through the journey with you, and that can make all the difference on the other side.
Yeah.
Now, Brian is one of the youngest members of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle, which is, I've been really pushing more people of color and more young people. Well, Brian is he's been around for 3 years now,
Yeah,
4 years?
3 or 4.
3 or 4, but he always is come up with brilliant thoughts and ideas, and you're always interesting what you're working on. So what are you up to these days?
Well, I'm happy to share with you all. So this is a really big year, 2026, right? Year of the fire horse. And I'll just sort of lead in with a project that found me more than I found it. It was something that wanted to be birthed. So one of the other evolutionary leaders I work with is Nanda Alcine, as well as Dr. Mindahi and Juan Carlos Caeten. And it was really towards the end of December of 2025, after I kind of recently met Nando, and it just came through with the elders he was working with, the Huirarrica in central Mexico, that the new dawn, this time of the new dawn is upon us. So after 26,000 years to 2012, and then this 13-year period of just letting it ride, a little interlude, that at the end of 2025, we really start to shift into this new dawn period. So people say, what's that about? And it's what we've all heard, the movement from fragmentation to oneness and unity, but it is real and grounded in real indigenous prophecy and traditions. Prophecy of the New Dawn, very complementary to Ego and Condor. But we had all these synchronicities start to happen. Even like we went to, it was when we announced it, the next day we went to the Breakers Mansion in Rhode Island, and we looked at the ceiling, and there was Aurora, goddess of the dawn. And I was like, come on. So anyway, we follow this new dawn and say, well, what is the light of this new dawn? And it's really the new sun. And in this Mayan tradition, we see this movement from the fifth to the sixth sun, right? So as we move on, the sun is a unit of consciousness, and we can see that as the central sun shining through our sun. We can certainly just see it as the solar energies, as well as really all the energies saying, okay, humanity, this is time. Let's wake up. So we founded this New Dawn Institute. We recently had an event at Teotihuacan where Dahi and Nando were leading prayers, and we did an online event complementary to that. And it's just really wonderful energy to share about the indigenous traditions, inviting people, particularly in the West, to realize what's happening and how participating in these ceremonies and understanding what's going on, that we can all contribute and make a real difference at this time. So the plug for that is just come down to Mexico, to the New Dawn Institute. It's in Amatlan de Quetzalcoatl, just an hour south of Mexico City. And you can learn more about that one at
What's the website?
newdawn.earth. And everything is there. And if you can reach out on there and learn more about the types of ceremonies we offer, which is a little bit in the lane of what Kaylee was talking about. Although we can save that for a call. You can find it on the website. Now,
Newdawn.earth.
newdawn.earth.
So
Yes.
so there we go. All right.
And that's right.
So
So
where's your website?
Oh, I'll type this one.
yeah,
down.
you leave it to her.
Uh,
So the other thing that I'd really like to introduce, and Kaylee can put the website in right there after, is Halos, and that's also a .earth. So halos.earth, and Halos starts on this premise of consciousness is the leverage point that we're going to maximize our impact to bring this planet to light. So having studied all of these different cosmologies, all of these different wisdom systems, I said, what is it going to take to put them all together in a way that the great perfection of all that is able to be seen from any angle?
It's just
So
Halos
Halos stands for harmonically aligned loving operating system. Because if we're not running on love, what are we doing? And just as you have an operating system for your computer, you have an operating system for your consciousness. So we start with that premise, and I like to work with helping people to really customize their own operating system. What does that exactly look like? Well, we can think of the zodiac, we can think of those 12 domains of your life, and we can look at how we're changing our qualities, our beliefs, our skills, our practices, and how we can really move the dial, change our trajectory. And I like to say that in each of those domains of our life, all of them are actually just converging to your perfect life, which is right at this very moment, by the way, and it just continues to get even more perfect. So as we kind of converge to this omega point and look at each of our own operating systems, we realize that the age of the guru is over and the age of the collective is here. So we're also seeing how this universal operating system gets up and running. And what I've done with Halos is started with the map of taking all the energies in the universe and putting them in one easily understandable map, then taking all these other systems and layering it on top so that we can see how you specifically can navigate them, but with yourself, with others, and how we can really make this beautiful world together. It is happening. We are the solution, and let's shine our light bright, people.
So we're going to go to both of the websites in conclusion. Then we've got our next guest about here. But for all of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, we go out to about 150 broadcast partners. So it's halos.earth to discover what Brian is doing. And then to go to her center in Mexico, the website you want to go to is this one right here, which is Sayulita Wellness Retreat.
I'm glad you've been there because you pronounce it perfectly.
Oh yeah,
The lobster tacos.
$10 lobster dinner. I bet you can't do that anymore.
Hey, you
But-
come down there, we'll get you a lobster dinner for free.
All right, there you go. Wow, that looks gorgeous. Look at that.
2 villas about 2 minutes from each other.
Wow.
And I just saw one question. Someone asked if we offer DMT, and we do as well. So we offer another medicine that pairs well a few days after the ibogaine is the 5-MeO DMT, which is the bufal, comes from the Bufalvarius toad medicine. And so this is a very powerful reset and a very powerful experience of love and divine light. So it helps to kind of cleanse the mirror and help people feel that love 2 days after the ibogaine. So oh, someone's talking about Aurora.
Yeah, George Noble writes, I just discovered that Aurora means goddess of the dawn, as in Aurora Ray.
And all these auroras have been coming into our life big time.
You see that the name Aurora pops
So
up every day.
it's, attention goes where energy flows, guys. And when we're focusing on this bright, beautiful future that wants to manifest, you meet a bunch of people that have that, carry that energy. So
Beautiful.
thank you for having us.
Brian, good to see you. So neat to meet Kaylee. And I want to come visit you in Sayulita.
Let's do it.
All right.
See you there.
All right, everybody. Well, the hits just keep on coming. Rev Deb has she has a few people she's going to bring tonight for us to meet. And I'll bring Rev Deb up and Marcos.
Just want to do some of this introducing. So I just met Marco at this advance because he's one of our newest evolutionary leaders. And he's doing such exciting work. It's not only is he working with intuition, which he will tell you all about, but he's teaching it to children in schools.
Mm.
And it's so exciting. And it's also lovely for us. He's from Argentina. So somebody who's a little bit different cultural background, and it's a pleasure to introduce to you Marco Di Gianna.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Scott. Marco had us all taking turns being blindfolded, with one partner holding a photograph and the other person like tuning in to see what they got. And it was really, really fun. I did pretty well.
We played games.
We played games.
Yeah, most of which I was terrible at. But I'm inspired. I want to practice at home now. So you tell them, Marco, about what you do.
Now, Marco, how did you get started? I'm going to look at you, but go ahead and look at my audience.
Yes.
And come on up closer,
Okay.
so that they can see you more clearly. How did you get started doing this work?
Well, I mean, I start teaching mindfulness and breath work back in 2007. And but this I did a long journey in holding space for, let's say, trainings for mainly for adults in jails and refugee camps and universities, very like a transformational programs for Art of Living Foundation, maybe is well known in Latin America. And but then was like 5 years ago, my daughter, she started to take classes to see blindfolded, intuition.
And how old was she?
She was 7.
Okay.
And in a few classes, she started to see everything, like reading a book and walking, like not needing the physical eyes. Yes. So that was beautiful. And I saw in her not only that skill, but also a transformation she started to be more self-confident, less crampy. So kind of create what could be for us like a transformation, like a improving herself in a way, And then I was very curious and I started to research what this about. And I found out that, in many cultures, this knowledge has been shared. In Indonesia, for example, is a school where the people learn to see blindfolded, and even in the military, they perform. So I start to learn from different teachers, and I start to teach kids wanting to offer the same that I got from my daughter. So I thought, wow, this is very transformative. And then I started to work with the Swiss Mindfulness Institute. It's an NGO in Switzerland. I lived there 9 years, and we developed protocols to train the intuition. Mainly, we got this vision that if we can bring millions of kids at that level of presence, So basically, it's what in many traditions we have been learning how important it is to be present, So in order to see blindfolded, it's like a body, mind, and soul is in the same direction, So it's a high level of presence. So then what happened? When kids, they start to, I mean, all of us, but when kids, they start to learn this, basically they connect with their own heart and improve a lot the level of concentration, attention, and memory. So when you measure kids before and after 3 months, improve at least 30%. Yes, so then we realize, wow, this is amazing because it's something that we can teach in the schools because it's improving the cognitive functions. And it's a lot of fun because there is a lot of games. So basically, that's a journey, like holding the space for kids and teenagers to develop the intuition to a level where they can see blindfolded, but also connect with their own essence.
Why don't we do a song with you next?
And then I will convince the guys to practice intuition with me.
Because I haven't worked out with.
So if you have any, having the measurement and hard data. Yes, we measure this with Tamara Thanos. She's a PhD from Switzerland, and Peter Coppola from Cambridge University. Tests like maybe Stroop. So some tests that you can, very simple tests that need to be analyzed by a professional, but I'm not a professional, but I noticed the improvement before and after. Yeah. So at the moment, Cambridge University and the Swiss Mindfulness Institute are doing a research to prove that it's true that you can see blindfolded, and also to prove the benefits of the practice. And but I know the benefits because basically we know what happened with the gap of attention right now. No, the kids, it's all about fast dopamine, TikTok, YouTube, and what we do is totally the opposite. We invite them to feel comfortable in silence. Yes, in a joyful silence, in a playful way, but it's basically they're meditating. It's a meditation. This is based on mindfulness. So we start to teach in schools. In Topanga, in the Love School, it's a Waldorf school. So if you go to Topanga, the Love School.
I know that's great. I lived in Topanga for 6 years.
Okay.
So I know that school.
Okay, so the director, Mama Claudia, Claudia Udi, she's a fan of our work. So we are teaching there every week. And yeah, kids, they can do everything blindfolded. So that's pretty wow. But the main benefit is that because what happens is when you close your eyes, your brain is not really distinguish the difference between what is true and what is not. Yeah, for your brain, basically your eyes are not working, but you want to see. You are in connection with this box, and then you start to hear, oh, blue, or maybe you see in your mind like in a dream, blue, yeah, or maybe you see a box. So basically, kids, we are training kids online also in coherence education. It's a school online where they kind of a charter school, so they learn math, geography, etc.
Is there a way that our people can connect with you? How do they reach you?
They can reach me, Marco Di Giano. I think the easy is Marco space yeah. Look, Di Giano on Instagram,
Okay, great.
or also swissme.org. Yeah, or Coherence Education School. Yeah.
Beautiful. We have so many people to bring in.
Thank you.
Marcos, thank you so much. I really have enjoyed it. You're such a beautiful man.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And wait till you see who's here. You've seen her on before, but she's here live in person. Karuna, our favorite Kundalini yoga goddess.
Are we going to do it now, Scott?
And remember, we
Scott
had
with
Kurt
Karuna?
Johnson on the show, and he was so excited about from Light on Light Press, this book. Kurt's done a lot of promotion for people, but he was more excited about your book than anybody. He kept saying, when are you gonna have Karuna on? When can we promote Karuna? Send him the dates. This is when I'll be going to the publisher. This is when I'll be ready. I mean, you have a fan in Kurt Johnson.
Thank you. And
So-
it's a blessing to have a saint like
Yeah,
Kurt.
Saint Kurt.
Saint Kurt. I'm his Claire, he's my Francis.
So there's two books. There's also the yoga manual. So what's the difference between the two books?
So I was sitting with Ken Wilber the other day because he's in my manual. So this is the companion manual to my life story. And I was just out speaking with Barbara Layton, who's like amazing.
She's a sweetheart.
And I told her my whole story, and she was like, "Oh my God, you
Tell
have
me.
to tell the story about Paris." So I was discovered in Boulder, Colorado, and I got a one-way ticket to Paris. Can you believe it? And I had
How old were you?
19.
19.
And I had no idea who was taking me and where I was going. But in 2 weeks' time, I arrived in Paris with, of course, no luggage because it was all missing. And it was TWA. So Travolta just did a movie on TWA. It
yeah,
wasn't
I see it.
exact-
Yeah,
it
his
wasn't
first flight.
exactly like
His
that.
first flight.
So I arrived in Paris, and I got discovered going to a restaurant after 3 months of crying every single day. not getting anything. A girlfriend took me to a restaurant. An agent saw me in the restaurant, and I looked at her and I said, "You look just like my grandmother." And she was like, "Oh my God, what?" And I was like, "No, no, my grandmother's Slovakian. She's beautiful." Anyway, she sent me to see a photographer, the most famous photographer in Paris for French Vogue. And I sat there and amongst the most beautiful Swedish women you've ever seen. Melt, melt.
Melt, melt.
And the art director comes out of the back room after being with Guy and comes over to me, and I'm already apologizing, and I'm thinking he's kicking me out. And what does he do? He grabs my hand and I melt, and I'm like, you guys, you know what this is like? It's like all these incredible women, girls are sitting next to me, and I'm just so beaten up. I'm just so terrified. I'm not at all good enough. And he grabs me and he brings me to Guy. And Guy is like tiny, and I'm apologetic the whole time. Like my book is wheat fields in Boulder, Colorado, and profile. But Pamela Hansen, who just published the 90s book, get the 90s book, guys. It's so good. She took my pictures. I gave it to Guy. I went back to see the woman who sent me there, and she said, "You got booked for 6 months of French Vogue."
Wow.
And so my destiny started, and my modeling career took off. And then I went to New York, and after a tragedy, after a tragedy, after a huge loss. But to this day, one of the miracles of our show, right, and the work we do, right, Scott, is the work we do is to pull courage and to pull strength out of you and to find a way through every block. So now I teach yoga. I have 2 books, and the back of my first book says Yoga Saved My Life, and yoga saved my life, and it can save. And so Kundalini Yoga I'm now launching a new program on my website, on kundalini.com. And it's a 6-week program which you can sign up for, and it's to really reach the tragedies of medication versus meditation, and to integrate the two together if necessary, but to invite practice, to invite my heart to your heart, to meet you and greet you and hold you and love you and tell you how we can make this world a better place together, and that we need you and that we really love you. And none of us go without struggle and loss. And so I kept my sister alive inside of me, and I smile big because I love Scott, and all of you. And I remember you guys from the last time I was interviewed, you got up and danced.
Yeah.
And so I wish Omashar was at the keyboards and we could dance together right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he's in here.
Because the time that we just gave to you was going to be a Kristen song, and they want Kristen down with everybody.
So
Okay.
I just
Cemetery.
want to talk.
So either now or in
No,
20
no,
minutes?
it's done,
It's done.
because that was the moment.
Okay, but people will come back.
In about 15, 20 minutes.
So I'll chat with Corinna, and Olivia Hansen, I think, is still here.
Yes.
So you send, I'll chat with Olivia with Corinna for a few minutes,
Yeah.
and then Olivia.
I want to chat with you.
Oh, she is so good with Jasmine Bear. No, really, she pets Jasmine Bear so soft. And it's interesting how Jazzy relates to different people. The moment she's around Corinna, she like melts into butter. And Corinna's just like so gentle and Jazzy's like, oh, this person who has to be gentle with me. So I just want to acknowledge, I've really appreciated that about you.
The curls, I think it's just the curls.
Well, I love the Rastafarian. Some people, they take their dog and they poof them all up.
Yeah. No,
No,
we won't do
no.
it with Jazz.
Olivia, like 5 minutes would bring you in 5 after Corinna. Is that okay?
So busy here. You guys get that? Are you guys good? I want
Is 5 minutes good?
So yeah, it's an amazing time, and you know, a lot of people are talking about looking forward for answers or looking to the past. And I want to tell you something. I want to share something with you. You're so perfect. We're so perfect right now. And that there is a struggle. Yeah, there's a struggle when you're that way. And it has nothing to do with ego. It has everything to do with, okay, let me just tear this open a little bit more so that I can feel you and I can touch you and I can heal with you, because we all carry that we carry these stories and we carry courage. And I live in nature and I'm walking in nature every day. And the first 3 miles are pitiful. They're full of my head is like full. And the second 2 or 3, if I can get through it, I prioritize that walk,
Mm.
is bliss. So we just need a little bit of confidence that we're getting to the place in which we can all come together now and love each other and be together. And I just think what you're doing here and you guys are famous out there, by the way. Everybody thinks this audience is like the audience.
You know, it's true. Rev Deb,
Yeah.
well, during the Almost Shore concert, she really said to me, you know, the concert's wonderful, but I miss seeing your people in little boxes
Yeah, I
dancing.
was so glad she said that, because I was going to mention it. It's memorable. Oh, there you are. I've been on a lot of podcasts because of the books and the manual. But I want to tell you one thing that really touched, look at all of you, my heart. So I have Ken Wilber in my manual here. And I was at a party recently with his ex-wife, who's my yoga student, and I love her. And so I was like, oh, I'll bring Ken my manual. And so I hand him these manuals, my manual and my book. And he goes, why are they the same name? He's like, 2 books, same name. I'm like, one says the. One says the light
Right,
on
the
Kundalini.
light.
So, but I want to tell you something.
You are the light on Kundalini person.
I'm the light on
You're that?
Kundalini.
You're the light on
on
Kundalini.
So in my book, and you can buy it on Amazon, just saying, because I want to inspire you to write your own story. Each one has a picture and a caption. And Ken sat next to me, and he's like 77 now. And he went through every, he does that little thing, and he thumbs through, and he looks at every single picture with the caption, and he says to me, is it true? What does that one say?
That one says Rambo Kriya. Rambo, like the guy Sylvester Stallone.
Wait, this is my 85 Dodge that my mother-in-law, Laura Ashley, bought when she lived, you see it? Bought when she lived for a very short time, 6 months in Palm Springs. And I was just engaged to her son, and just then. And so they sent me down for 2 weeks to stay with Laura because I was sky high. And they need to bring me down and be sort of straight, from New York. And I sat with her, and she said, I'm selling my truck. You want to buy a truck? And I was like, how much? And she's like, 10 grand. I said, why did you even get this truck? I don't know if you know about Laura Ashley, but she is what I represent, which is a fierce, divine, feminine woman who cannot stop. And no matter what, I want to leave with you, no matter what, we'll fill the back of your truck too with so much wood, and we'll keep you so warm. And I cut wood and haul water every day on top of that mountain. And it's such an honor.
Oh,
I love you.
Karen, I love
Thank
you too. Thank you so much. And our beloved Omashar is coming up
Love you.
with a handwritten
We
message.
got a handwritten.
They will be, you can play this 7 minutes from JJ.
That I got up the
I
yesterday.
love you guys. Take good care, okay? Will you write to me?
Okay.
Karuna at, it's Karuna at light, LIGHT, ON.
I'll turn it over to you then.
KUNDALINI.com. I want to hear from you. I see you. I see you. Love you.
Karuna, you're the
Bye.
best. You're so beautiful.
you.
Isn't she beautiful? Oh my God. Of course, even though she was with all the Swedish models, they chose her. Okay. Accept. All right. I'm accepting, open and saved downloads.
And then just open it.
Look who's here. Right
me.
next to me.
And right now they're doing ceremony out on the land to bless this beautiful new place that Cassie has. And they're drumming and they're toning and they're fluting, and Kristen's doing this welcome home song. And when they come back, we'll do our version of the welcome home song. But meanwhile, yesterday we were at the back of Ming Tong's amazing property, and I got this download from JJ, who was speaking from his heart, and this is about what you're going to see now. We're up on the top of a little mountain ridge. We're on the top of a. Are they still doing it?
Look who's here.
It's now we're here.
Well, I know. Yes, I know. But can we do the song now, or do we do the JJ thing?
Let's do the song. If we've got
Let's do this.
Kristen, let's do this.
Right. So
Just got the
pause that thought, but we got an amazing 7-minute download from JJ Hurtak on the petroglyphs that we're studying, that we went to see, that were at least 8,000 years young. So Kristen and I are going to pop out and do our welcome home song. It'll be just a minute.
We're gonna pop. We love you all so much.
Isn't this fun?
Love you, Scott.
Love you too. They've even got ring lights hooked up for me. I'm in Cassie's office, and they just got me all set up so nicely. I'm so grateful. So we are going to turn it over in a moment to Omashar and Kristen. It's so good being here in person. And I really do want to put together a Global Peace Tribe retreat, maybe at Larissa Stowe's in Sedona, or maybe at where I live now in Tiburon, or maybe here in Santa Fe. I tell you, Ming's property is amazing. It's very beautiful. So we will put together a Global Peace Tribe retreat so we can all be together. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Omashar. Here he is.
So here we are outside in the omniverse, because this is a virtual reality. What is it? Augmented
reality.
I don't know. Augmented awesomeness. And we're going to play a version of the song which but it's going to be a brand new version. And on the earth, just 50 feet from us, they're welcoming everybody home, all the souls home. So I'm going to hopefully you're muted, Scott.
Let's do a quick sound check just to make sure that both of because you're just a little soft. So
that's because I'm not speaking loud. Okay.
That's good.
How's that? How are you? Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Let's try it.
All right.
Let's try it, Kristen.
Pardon?
And Kristen.
And Kristen.
I don't think you have on there. Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go, sweetie pies. Rock and roll. Thumbs up. Let me shine a light inside. And I'll show you where your truth resides. Lift your eyes up to the sky. and I'll prove to you that nothing dies. Together we will rise again, and we'll make amends for what we've done. So let me take your hands in mine, as I look at you, your spirit shines. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. So let me take your hands in mine, as I look at you, your spirit shines. You see, it's true that we are one, and we came out from the central sun. And I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. So when you take a different view, and you dream awake, breathe out the new, the world will come alive again, as we dance and sing and make new friends. me shine a light inside. And I'll show you where your truth resides. Lift your eyes up to the sky. Lift your eyes. And I'll prove to you that nothing dies.
Absolutely the most delicious version of that song ever. My heart is just so wide open and so beautiful to have you two together, to hear that beautiful song with Kristen's harmonies, and then, of course, our Global Peace Tribers dancing along. What a beautiful, special moment. Very, very special moment. Whoops. I didn't quite
Such
mean
an
to
honor
put
to be here with you all and to sing with my brother live. So amazing. So special.
it's amazing to have the two of you together. Really, really, really special. So, Kristen, anything you wish to share with our audience about your time here in Santa Fe? I think
I
she's
just
gonna.
want to say it's been filled with so much love and light and remembering. It feels like it's been a time, a great time of soul remembering, remembering our beautiful human shining hearts and souls, and that there's so much more that we're still discovering about how we can work together, how we can awaken to our own gifts, our heart, our love, our light, and then how to cohere. That's been one of our key words this week, right? We're cohering a lot. And that is such a beautiful practice of just listening and then syncing, which we do so well with Global Peace Tribe, right? We're professional coherers. I think this is like a super coherent circle. So it's been really beautiful. Today we had so many gems and every day. And we had a concert with Omashar last night.
Yeah, he already extolled.
You already got
He extolled my virtues on that one, Scott did.
It's great.
When I shared that, I said there are two amazing things that happened so far for me. One was the concert last night with Omar Shah and then Kristen joining. And the other was today, Kristen led us on a wonderful walk around the labyrinth. There's a very beautifully designed labyrinth here. And imagine walking a labyrinth with Kristen Hoffman singing and doing, her vocal magic. And the winds were kind of blessing us. It was sunny, it's hot, but the wind kept us cool. And it was really, really special. So thank you for leading us on the labyrinth.
It was such an honor. It was a deeply mystical moment, one of those mystical portal moments that I will always cherish.
Yeah.
And watching all of you walking while I was singing just felt so, it was like, this is what we're here for. It's an honor, a great honor to weave with each other in this way.
Yeah. Love you both so much. Thank you for that unbelievable rendition of that song.
The first of many. And if you're going to play, I can hear JJ in the back doing a blessing for the circle. So if you're going to play the JJ video, at the very end, I turned it off. And the moment that I turned it off, he said, and this is a portal to ascension. I thought, oh, Neil Gow would love that bit. And so anyway, I think this is it's a really nice little video. So
Okay, yeah, that's what we'll do next.
Okay, so we'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
Blessings. Love you all so much.
All right, so I am going to go ahead and play the video of JJ and Desiree Hertak, who of course are here. And I better pull that up first. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. Okay, here we go.
Many of you know me as a futurist, as an archaeologist, Egyptologist, linguist, all of the above. I was here approximately 40 years ago under the invitation of a geologist who had discovered, with the help of the indigenous, one of the underground openings that went from this point all the way into Mexico proper. What I'm saying is there are openings equivalent to the Carlsbad Canyons that run from this area directly south into Mexico. The Spanish were able to take advantage of the indigenous labor force, and much of the gold that supported the Spanish Empire for more than 300 years came from this particular area. This area was full of underground sanctuaries where Geronimo and his army were able to elude the American military forces and actually take his whole army underground all the way to Mexico. This was an area known only to the Catholic bishops, because later the Catholic Church also, with the help of the Spanish Empire, made its fortune and its empire building based upon really the wealth that was from this particular area. But what was most important is I was studying at the University of California as a young linguist with my colleague, Dr. Merzel, a Czech linguist, the relationship between the Apache Indian languages, of which there were 7. The Jicarilla Apaches were the most important because they kept the Scrabble records. And we found that the etymology of all of the Apache tribes was directly connected with the peoples of Tibet. So, in an interesting way, the story was never told, but I have this in my records, and I'm going to release this.
Right. There's a whole dissertation done on the comparison between the Mescalero Apache and the Oriental language, mostly Tibet, maybe some Chinese as well.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So there's 2 tribes, the Mescalero and the
To connect the dots. Complete the circle.
What I say here with the petroglyphs, there's petroglyphs everywhere from Utah to really area of Sedona. And a lot of times what they are, if there's a handprint, it's probably a positioning. It could be also an identification of the artist himself. But also a lot of times these circles that you see here are used for alignments of the sun, so they can tell the different solstices connected with that. The wavy figures also are certain types of alignments. So many, in Utah, you actually see almost alien figures as well as part of them.
Here, you can see
also
figures.
aliens.
Right.
Okay.
Many of them.
Yeah.
Indigenous really were the first
yes.
anthropologists. This is why their heritage must be respected by the officialdom in Washington, as well as the Hollywood whiz people who want to give us the story of visitation. Now, the small people were here at least 200,000 years ago, according to our reckoning and deciphering of these hieroglyphic markings, in which were circles within circles illustrating the spiral nature of the universe.
Right, and I like this one here. I think it really represents really maybe solar alignments. We're going to see right now, if we can go out at night, and I was showing it to Amanda the other day, it's a unique alignment of the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter. And this actually puts energy to our planet, this unique alignment. You should be able to see it at night.
But there's something else important here, because in the Hopi and the Navajo traditions, there's a teaching of monster slayer, which is the fiery serpent that rises from the desert floor. And many anthropologists of indigenous background have interpreted this to be the fire-like tail of the atomic explosions that were part of the Trinity site. Prior to the bombing of Japan, the Trinity site was where the fiery serpent rose from the surface of the earth. Now, this is the other side of the story. The visitations that took place later from the extraterrestrial positives were to warn us against going this way. Eisenhower was warned, Truman was warned. But I happen to know one member of the Joint Chiefs of Staff who told me confidentially, and I cannot give you his name, that one of the extraterrestrial visitors was left behind and became an ambassador, star ambassador. And he chose to live in a sanctuary that was put under the ground not too far from here, because he said the star people came here originally. Much earlier than other parts of the world, they came here. So you'll find under the desert, going directly south, later called by the Spanish the blood of Christ, you will find sanctuaries under the ground, very large, not as large as the Carlsbad Canyons, but large enough where you can put small cities of people, upwards of 5,000, maybe even 10,000 people. For they believed, the ancient indigenous, that the sun was going to change. And during the changes coming, people would have to go underground and be protected for a short period of time.
So Diane's showing us one of the strange alien faces that's
Just up here.
further up.
many of them.
We'll go see that shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just walk a little
Another
further.
phenomenon
I'm gonna take
the local
Kenji down.
people know very well. This also is called the land of crystal. So underground,
Yeah, we'll go
there's
get it, Alan.
mountain of crystal
Yeah.
in this area. Yeah. Another mystical importance of this place is you of course you see the sky right now, so clear, right? Yeah, so
Nice.
clear right now. But in general, the ozone, the atmosphere of the earth here is thinnest.
Is what?
Thinnest.
Thinnest. So literally, physically speaking, the way between the earth and the heaven here is the thinnest. So that's why people here tends to have a more visionary experience, intuitive, mystical experience.
So this is a pilgrimage for all of us, honoring our ancestors and those who are the gatekeepers and the stars who are here, who call the Milky Way the River of Crystal, and also in Sedona, the indigenous refer to the original city underneath the ground, the city of Crystal. This is one of the many portals of ascension that we're visiting. Why? Because the star nations are coming back now. Monster Slayer must not allow a war in the Middle East or Asia, or for that matter, in any of the Americas to swallow up Earth. We are at a very dangerous point of history. We must pray, meditate every day for divine intervention and also human intervention. So as we pass by these hieroglyphs, momentarily put your finger to your third eye, feel a wet spot, and then place that finger tip on one of the petroglyphs or one of the rocks, showing a communion that you have with this sacred area. This
Scott, you're muted. Scott, you need to unmute.
It does help if I unmute. We went from a video JJ to the real JJ right here. And of course, Alan Steinfeld is with us as well.
Scott, we're so honored to be here in New Mexico. Excuse me, to celebrate with Cassie, one of the great leaders in the new ecology. I have a little cold. Excuse me.
No, that's all right.
In any event, the new world before us invites us with joy and purpose. And here in New Mexico, in particular in this area just south of Los Alamos, we think of the many visitations that have taken place, the hieroglyphics that have given us hope and assurance that the language of communication shall continue, and that we stand at a threshold as futurists with these programs through you and those like you, Scott, to reach out and have people use positive psychology, positive science, we call future science, science guided by consciousness, to open doors to the future, avoiding an ontology of fear and death, accepting with our ancestors would teach us an ontology of hope and joy. And so upon these very grounds, we pray tonight. We have heard the drumming, the sounds of the unity of hearts. It's just an honor to be here with you and the thousands that reach you in your programs as well.
Well, thank you, JJ. We love you very much. And JJ and his partner Desiree and Alan did a beautiful presentation today. Very, very powerful. Really looking at what disclosure really means, not just government files, but the rise of consciousness. And a reminder that JJ wrote The Keys of Enoch over 50 years ago, after he had an extraordinary experience of being taken into
the higher dimensions and brought back after 2 days. And it's the only book in the world that said specifically in the year 2004, the scientific paradigm would change the vehicles out of the oceans would come, and people would no longer debate the issues, whether we as a humanity are being watched. But that took place in 2004 off the coast of California in the United States and off the coast of Campeche, Mexico, where hundreds of vehicles were seen. The story was never circulated because of the authorities in the United States and Mexico said this would be too much of a future shock.
Yeah.
But now we know since 2017 through Leslie Keene, right, our friend, noted New York journalist, and other research that we've seen on CNN and the New York Times, et cetera, that events did take place in 2004.
Isn't that something that you saw that?
I saw into the future. More than that, Desiree, my wife, is right behind me, and I have had the privilege of going to different parts of the world where we have actually found the bones of the giants mentioned in the historic books of Enoch. And those have been on exhibit at the museum built by the late Erich von Däniken in Switzerland. So those of you who are interested and can make a holiday visit to Europe, I want to take in the new facility called the Jungfrau Park in Interlaken, Switzerland, and actually see this huge giant, some 25 to 27 feet high.
But I think what's really interesting is the fact that there's been so many forms of life on our planet, whether it's the Neanderthal, the Denisovans, the giants, the hobbits, which are little guys, the Allophilores, and now we're going to find out that there's just as many forms of intelligence, even many, many more in outer space.
So the Keys of Enoch give us a world picture from Flores, the island in Indonesia, of the small hobbits, to what we have found in Africa and South America, the footprints of the giants. We're not alone. We've never been alone. We're just waking up to a whole new anthropology of being positive citizens, appreciative of all the life forms without fear. With happiness in our hearts, we turn to our indigenous brothers and sisters in the world. We welcome their story, their insights at this remarkable time. It's not just an adventure of Hollywood. It's not an adventure of people in Washington who have big academic titles behind their name. It's an experience for each one of us as humans to realize we are part of Homo Universalis, Project Homo Universalis, universal humanity, waking up to our destiny in space, into the realization for the first time in thousands of years, since the biblical prophets and the Roman poets, that we will actually be entering into constructive conversation with our quote unquote cosmic other friends.
And I think it's important to realize that they are not that far advanced that we can't do that. I think that's an important factor. And I think in a certain sense, that's what Steven Spielberg was trying to show as well. That we can have communication and we can have connection.
And the key is for us to replace war and violent thinking, to replace us versus them thinking with true oneness and empathy, right? And for each of us to really notice, when are we falling into the trap of us versus them? We don't have to condone or like what other people are doing, but we don't have to judge them. So just noticing that, because we want to rise into the new earth, and that is going to require all of us embracing empathy. And of course, I'm a love coach, so that's my thing.
And someone will say, well, what's your message? I mean, not this abstract business of being in the clouds. And the message is very simple. Choose to be part of the 2% of humanity that thinks positive all the time. Rain or shine, no matter what the superpowers are doing, no matter what the social media is saying, which is gossip to the 10th power. No, choose the story of the heart, the story of hope for the inner meaning of life, and ultimately the quest for the divine that comes through the divine spark within us, within an incarnation, to be citizens of Mother Earth in preparation to be citizens of the greater cosmic design.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you, Scott, for all of the years, all of the sacrifices, all of the great musicians and speakers that you had on your program. To all of you out there, this is just the beginning. Not disclosure, but enclosure of light within our bodies. A new realization, not of downloads, but of uploads going into the higher creation. Remember, the keys of Enoch tell us, even though the world goes down, the Merkaba goes up, the vehicle of light. So let us be joyous that we have this time together.
Look at all the hearts and love that's coming your way.
Salutations to all of you.
Thank you so much, JJ and Desiree. Thank
God
you
bless
so
you.
much. God bless you. Alan, why don't you come on up for a moment, and then we'll bring up Victoria. But come on up for 1 minute, Alan.
Victoria has so much to say.
I know. So, but I wanted to, since you're right here, and
I know, and it's always great to be on the show, Scott.
so here's the amazing thing. You did an interview with the Her Talks, and Linda Moulton had
Yes, we did.
20,000 views in what, 2 days?
One day, basically, and because these are UFO researchers who've devoted their life to this phenomenon, here Spielberg is bringing it all out to the public, really making it commercial. So what we've been talking about behind the scenes for 20 years is now a public conversation, and that's pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
It's like we're living into a science fiction movie. And in my presentation today, if you notice,
And I want you to share some of that because it was powerful what you said about it. I really liked your reframing of disclosure. So I want you to share that with my audience.
what I said in my presentation at this conference, Scott and I and JJ, is that disclosure is not about more information. It's not about more data. It's not about the government releasing piles. It's about acknowledging the fact that this is a consciousness phenomena, that these beings, whoever they are, and I don't really know who they are. I don't think anyone really knows who they are. Yeah, there are some bodies there, but they're interacting with our consciousness. They're affecting our consciousness. They're getting into people's minds somehow. They're distorting reality or making it, maybe it's already distorted and making it clear, but they can manipulate time and space. People have missing time, they have altered states of consciousness. There's something about the phenomena's consciousness that's interacting with us. So that's why I say disclosure is transformational, not informational. If it's just about, new videos and new technology, then our paradigm doesn't change. But what does change our paradigm is knowing that we are creatures that can manipulate time and space. So these beings are not greater than us. We have the same power. We've just been dumbed down. So that's why telepathy, remote viewing, telekinesis are now coming online to be really powerful agents of change. Should I play my Impossible Thing song? But we could do it later.
We'll do it later.
All right. But anyway, that's the thing about disclosure. It's not about more information. We don't do anything with more information. It's about giving meaning and purpose to the novelty that's appearing before the new realities, as I call it, that's appearing before us, and to be different human beings. This is what the phenomena is calling upon us to do. So thank you, Scott. I'll share more in upcoming shows.
Absolutely. You know.
I know. We go back like 40 years.
So good to be with you.
Next up is one of my favorite
Victoria Friedman.
Victoria Friedman.
Oh my gosh, they're bringing me cake.
Diane's birthday.
Hi there, my name is Victoria Friedman. And I am going to quote some Rumi to you. Right? Yes. So what is it? What's all about the field? What's all about the field? Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field.
I shall meet you there.
So now the real Victoria is going to come in. I just thought I'd come in and be cheeky.
Isn't it wonderful to have Omashar live, like together, like his body?
We're actually virtually synced in together. We just got a really good AI that we pretend to be together. However, I just kind of checking on my brother to make sure he's feeling supported and good.
Supported. Thank you so much, Omashar. And here she is. She has been waiting so patiently. So we are very grateful. Victoria Friedman, and you remember, she was on an Authors That We Love recently. that beautiful book that she and her husband of 62 years wrote, where she did the beautiful drawings to his beautiful poetry. And that was such a lovely book. And she's here with us. So what's your relationship to the Evolutionary Leader Circle? How long have you been with us? And
Oh my God, it's my first year.
oh, it is.
Yes.
You're a newbie, you're a virgin. Yeah.
Totally. I'm so honored to be here. You know, I belong to a lot of organizations, but I always said, this is the organization I long to be in.
Yeah.
So here I am. And well, we're here for a few days and it's been absolutely enlightening and incredible. I want to say all the people here, you know, it's like that Close Encounters, Close Encounters where all these people are, have some vision of something they have to do and they're doing it in potatoes, and they're drawing it. Well, that's the people here. Everybody here has been drawing something or somewhere. And I totally feel everyone out there.
Yeah.
Anyone that's on Scott's show you're doing the same thing, really. There's something happening that is just so big and so beautiful and so always been there, always will be there. And we're all part of it because you wouldn't be here otherwise,
And what's been a highlight of you? What's been a highlight for you? Like Greg Braden or, what has personally touched you the most so far in these last few days?
Well, Greg Braden touched me. I have heard of him, but I haven't heard him. So hearing him is different as hearing from him. And he really, he kind of moved things around in my belief system, definitely strongly, just moved things around, made them kind of flow in and out, go in and out and come back and see more. So it was wonderful, just wonderful.
Yeah. No, he gave a brilliant presentation, slides, all about the heart. And he really understands the science of the heart. And he talked a lot about what we can learn from the kind of the mythology of Sophia. But not just mythology like it's a fable, but the actual teachings of the journey of Sophia was a very high vibration being who came into the human realm, uh, lost sight of who she was, but got back to conscious connection to the higher planes through raising her vibration. And it's a beautiful model for us. And then how to connect to our heart. And he went into an amazing thing about how our hearts are way more powerful than any technology that could be designed. So I do want to have him on the show. I asked him if he'd come back on. He's been on before. And he said, yes, but it won't be till 2027 because he's so booked up.
What did you think of that? Talked about that our DNA was sparked by beings from beyond Earth, that we are not following Darwin evolution. I mean, my God. So that was totally incredible. There's a spark in us, something that has we've been coded with that is lasting and completely not available to what's happening on in materiality. And I just think this is just so incredible for me because I'm a student of non-duality, which means there's not two but one. So I asked him, I said, so that spark, does it evolve? Like that spark that was given to us, does not evolve. I mean, we know our body evolves, we know history evolves, we know climate evolves, we know the planets evolve, but does that evolve? And he said, no. And I just think that was totally amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, do you want me to share a Rumi poem?
Sure, Rumi poem.
Okay.
But tell them.
Yes, of course. So Rumi poem called Only Breath. And Only Breath is one of his very, very, very important poems. So this is the poem, okay? Not Christian or Jew or Muslim, not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi or Zen, not Christian or Jew or Muslim, not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi or Zen, not Christian or Jew or Muslim, not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi or Zen, not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the East, or from the west, not out of the ocean or from the ground, not natural or ethereal, not convinced with anybody at all. My place is the placeless, a trace of the traceless, neither body nor soul. I belong to the beloved, have seen this world as one, and that one called to it no. Outer, inner, left, right. Only that breath breathing human being. Only that breath breathing human being.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Victoria.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to wrap up the show, I think. Do me a favor, take a look and ask Rev Deb if there's anybody else who wants to come on, because we are going to conclude pretty soon. But if there's anybody that really wants to come on, or anybody else who wants to be on when we close, and I'm having a reaction to the cake. Excuse me. We're still trying to find the link, huh? So nobody's been able to find a link that works without it going to Forbidden.
Yeah, there's one that did work earlier, and I think, yeah, we'll still play with it.
Put it in the chat box again, and I'll click it. And if it clicks through, then I can show it to everybody. Well, I think we're winding down. Yeah, we're close to the 2-hour mark. It's been really wonderful to share all of this with you guys. And you know that I love you. You're my family. Kind of looking ahead. Actually, I'll pull up the poster. This Saturday night, we're going to be doing our annual preview show for Unity Week. Unity Week is coming up. And so we've got a really fun show that's planned. And let me show it to you. Gosh, so we're having a reaction to that cake. Here we go. Chief Phil Lane is going to be with us. Ben Bowler will be co-hosting. Tatiana will be providing music along with Omar Shar. John and Summer Raymer and Becky Suzik and a few surprise guests. So this Saturday night, we will be promoting and previewing and basically providing opening night for this year's World Unity Week. And here to share more is Omar Shar.
Actually, this is Deborah Moldau. I'm now channeling her. Okay. I'm not too sure how to channel her.
I think we're concluding.
Well, no, she's coming.
Oh, she is?
Yes, to have a quick chat with you.
Okay.
Because Victoria came, and here she is.
There she is.
Here they are.
Oh my God, do we actually have Diane too?
We have
the birthday goddess?
We have the birthday goddess.
Oh, that's excellent.
So I'm going to see you, what day is it today? Wednesday.
You see Saturday.
Saturday night. Thank you all for tuning into my show. Hey.
Oh, how wonderful. Well, come have a seat, both of you. Let's get one of you in the middle here.
Well, I will leave after I do my intros.
Well, I was really hoping you'd be able to be on with us, Diane. So to introduce Diane, and pull up as close as you can.
Okay, okay.
Squeeze together. There we go.
Well, we just had a beautiful ceremony to bless Cassie's new house. So that was lovely. I'm sorry you couldn't be present, but you were all there in spirit. So thank you so much for participating. Tiara is blessing the house from her box, from her Zoom box. So good to see all of you. So this is the birthday girl today. It's really special to be celebrating her. It was about 20 years ago when Diane got her famous download that she should start a foundation with the tongue-twisting name, the Source of Synergy Foundation. And she immediately roped me onto the board, kicking and screaming.
I actually didn't rope her because it was in a meditation, and Deborah Deborah was the first person that popped up because I said, who needs to be part of this new foundation?
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She told me that she wanted me to be the treasurer. And let me tell you, that was not a good idea. But she said, don't worry, I'll give you the reports that you can give to the board, you know. Anyway, that part of it didn't last that long. But within a couple of years, we were co-directing the Evolutionary Leaders as the flagship project of the Source of Synergy Foundation. And it's so remarkable, Diane, that it's still going strong.
Yeah, 20 years later. This year is our 20th anniversary of our Evolutionary Leaders retreats.
Wow.
So the first one was in 2006.
And where was it and who was there?
It was at the Dream Hotel. It was at the Chopra Center there.
In Manhattan.
In Manhattan. And we had some really amazing guests and people just kept wanting to meet.
Wow.
Yeah, we just pondered like, how do you support conscious evolution? And we just wanted to bring different people together that had a similar mission and see what would happen out of the synergy.
I'm not sure we've still figured that out. How you support conscious.
We're working on it.
But it has grown from the original 35 evolutionary leaders who met in 2008 out in California, where all of the leaders of the consciousness movement lived. And they're the ones who started the Call to Conscious Evolution, which you can still sign up for on our website. Is it on the New Source of Synergy website?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, Diana's going to tell you about the New Source of Synergy Foundation website, which is gorgeous. They did a fabulous job. Next year, New Evolutionary Leaders website.
Yeah.
Now,
actually,
while we've got Diane here, because there's a tradition in Global Peace Tribe, which is when it's somebody's birthday, for you to share your vision for the next year. You're starting a new cycle around the sun today, and we're all going to drop into our Christ consciousness space, and we're going to hold that vision for you.
Oh.
So please share with our audience your vision for this new cycle around the sun.
Thank you. So my vision is something that came up a lot during these last 3-4 days. And it's we really need to rediscover who we really are as a soul on this planet and what our capacities are, our innate capacities. So I think we had a couple of our evolutionary leaders who are working with children and teaching them skills on how to be telepathic.
Marco was just on.
Oh, Marco was just on, so you know about him. So I think that's where we're going. And another part of today was talking about contact, really being in touch with non-human intelligence, especially the ones that, we feel we're in alignment with, and we have a cosmic mission together. So I feel like just really supporting that, and especially supporting children and knowing who they really are. That's really my passion and what I think would have the most leverage going forward.
So everybody, maximum grace for Diane.
Thank you.
Maximum grace for her beautiful dog,
Yes,
who's
I'm here.
Jasmine Bear's best friend.
Kenji loves Jasmine Bear.
And maximum grace for all the work you're doing.
Thank you
The
so
Source of Synergy Foundation, Evolutionary Leaders, and all the other things you've got your beautiful fingers tapped into.
Thank you. And thank you for creating this beautiful space for all of us to be able to express what we're doing and how we can all collaborate with all of you. And would love to hear more about what everybody else is doing. So, and how we can work together.
Diane shared today very kind of vulnerably about her experience of being told to look out the window and to see UFOs, UAPs, whatever you wish to call them, for quite some time, so long that she would take photos and videos. She showed them to us. She even called Alan Steinfeld and we heard the call, and she has a wonderful group, which I've been participating in, called Inner Focus. We meet once a month, and I heard today that you're opening it up to the public. So now we can invite our Global Peace Tribers to that.
Wonderful. We'll let you know. We're taking a summer break. We're going to reconvene in the fall. So we'll be sending out an announcement when we have our next meeting. So we'd love for you to be part of that.
And that is half of the Contact and Conscious Evolution Synergy Circle. And I know all of you have met Dr. Kurt Johnson, who is stewarding all of these synergy circles that have grown out of the evolutionary leaders, and a number of them are open to people who are not necessarily in our circle. And so it's beautiful that this is the inner half of Contact and Conscious Evolution. And of course, Diane with Alan and Desiree and JJ Hertog
Who were just here.
who were just here, are the more outward facing half of that synergy circle. So it's very exciting. We're exploring all kinds of new dimensions, and that's a big part of Diane's mission here on this planet, is to explore those inner dimensions and really bring forth the skills and abilities that we have that we don't know anything about in our busy, distracted civilization.
Yeah, and with the inner focus group, we really just come together in small groups that anybody, can form and just share in a private way stories of your multidimensional experiences. And we just find that it's such a safe space to share, and that more comes out, and then we feel we have more confidence to share it with the public. So I would encourage you also, if you want to start your own inner focus group in your community, just to start sharing your experiences.
So we just suggested that we show the video on the
Source of Synergy. Great.
website.
Okay, so it's going to take me just a,
synergyfoundation.org.
give me one moment.
All of
Pull it
you
up.
check it out. We have a new video there and a new beautiful website.
Source of Synergy
Foundation.org.
There it is. Up, it started to come up.
And you're all welcome to sign the call to conscious evolution that Deborah mentioned, that our dear Bruce Lipton actually was the one that inspired that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so hold on a second. Let me pull it up. And sound is on. All right.
There we go.
And
And
I'm going to go to full
A
screen.
little bit lower.
Further down.
Yeah, further down. After that. Yeah, this is it.
There it is.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
When we tap into the source of synergy and remember who we really are,
everything changes.
Source is the fundamental origin of existence that connects all life, all beings, all intelligence, and all realms of experience. By aligning our awareness with this loving unified field, we can source insight, intuition, creativity, healing capacities, guidance, possibilities, and much more. This is the field where we are all connected as one. Synergy is what happens when connections create something new, when things work better together. Synergy operates at every scale of reality, from subatomic particles to galaxies, to single cells, to ecosystems, societies, and ourselves. Synergy is the magic that happens when we truly work together, where our strengths combine with others, and together our actions are amplified. It's when collaboration and connection meet, and it changes everything. Source plus synergy opens a world of possibility when we stop going it alone. Take action. Become a source of synergy wherever you are, in your home, school, workplace, community. Do a conscious act of kindness. Develop a podcast. Create a synergy circle. Join a social movement. Come together to meditate and tap into source. This is our moment of choice.
The future is sensing us.
This is when we move forward as one and create what the world is ready for.
Connect, create, ignite.
The Source of Synergy Foundation, achieving more together than we ever could alone.
So everybody, you can find that at sourceofsynergyfoundation.org. And I encourage all of you, go there. And where do people register to get on the email list? I'm scrolling down.
Yeah, we have, let me just see here, Undertake Action. let's see, stay connected.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you scroll way
Number
down,
5.
go to number 5 and definitely join. And of course, you can also donate. You can support them, which is really important. And of course, sign up for the Edge. That's what Reverend Deborah Moldow puts out, all the kind of what's going on. She always lists the awakening world in there.
You can also find the Call to Conscious Evolution, which is number 2 that Deborah mentioned. And then also steps on how to form a synergy circle in your community, be around any topic of interest that you might have. And then eventually we're going to be doing synergy spaces kind of like this, where people can come together and synergize, and hopefully we can collaborate with Awakening World on that.
Absolutely. Let's do more together.
Yeah, for sure. That's a deal.
Well, what a wonderful way to conclude tonight's show. We're not going to conclude with an Omar Shore song since it's dark out where he is. But how wonderful to conclude with Diane, our birthday goddess. And really, she's the big mama. I mean, she started all of this. So you are looking at everybody that you saw today that was part of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle that was at this retreat. It all began with Diane and her vision. So how perfect to conclude with you.
Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you. It's so good to see all of you. And have a good evening.
And I will look forward to hopefully seeing all of you on Saturday night. Also, put in your calendars, we're going to have a special Sacred Sunday show on Sunday, June 28th. That's a week from this Sunday. And it's going to be with Rama and Alexander and Tatiana and Julie Kroll and all sorts of other people from all over the world. It's going to be a Sacred Sunday show at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday, June 28th for about 2 hours. And Omar Shah, of course, will be with us as well. So put that in your calendars. Sunday, June 28th, a special Sacred Sunday show. And we want to make sure you all join us for that. Have a wonderful few days, everybody. Sending you love from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And we'll see you on Saturday night. I'm going to go to gallery view one last time to see everybody. Take care, everybody. God's blessings. Thank you, Tiara, for everything you did to help out